Hi, I'm Hub Arkush for Pro Football Weekly with breaking news. The much anticipated first shot in the battle in court between the owners and players has come and gone, and Judge Susan Nelson, as many expected, has told both sides she's heard their arguments and now she's going to need maybe as much as a couple weeks to come up with a ruling. In the meantime, she strongly suggested that both sides consider talking again to try and come to some settlement or some agreement. There's been a lot of confusion as to what this first case is all about, or first ruling I should say, and it's really not as complicated as it seems. The bottom line is that the owners want Judge Nelson to say, hey, this is a matter of labor law, it doesn't belong in my court. The players want her to say it's an antitrust case, and it absolutely belongs in her court. Now, from the owner's perspective, there are two things at issue here. One is they've presented as their part of the case the Norris-LaGuardia Act. It was issued in 1932, and what's ironic about it is it's a law that was put into place to protect unions and employees from any kind of involvement from ownership in nonviolent labor disputes as far as trying to break strikes or trying to keep them from having their rights as employees. Well, the owners want it ruled the other way. They want to say that no, we can't break strikes with it, but you also can't break lockouts with an injunction. Now, interestingly, a part of the law, even though it was written to protect employees, says that federal courts may not issue injunctions in nonviolent labor disputes. It would be an interesting reading for Judge Nelson to support the owners on it, but there is the law. Now, the other argument they have is that the fact is these guys are still a union. The players, that is, that their decertification is strictly a sham. They don't figure to get real far with that one, though, because the judge would have to rule that, in her opinion, the players aren't really intending to do what they've done. There's no law that allows a judge to rule that way. The decertification does appear to be the right of the players, and the owners have got a real uphill battle with that one. Now, from the players' perspective, they're saying quite simply, this isn't about labor law because we're not a union. We've decertified. This is an antitrust case, and we could suffer irreparable damages if this lockout is not enjoined and lifted right away. What's interesting about that is the owner's perspective. What irreparable damages? If it's antitrust and we lose, you get 3 times the monetary loss. It's not that hard to figure out at all. But the players' argument is that their careers are so short, a lost season could have a detrimental effect to the rest of their careers, and who knows how much money you're talking about before you triple it. That's it, folks. It's really those 3 issues that the judge is being asked to rule on. We won't speculate as to how she will rule, but she has told us in a couple weeks we could have her answer. We also know this. If she rules in favor of the owners, the players have got to get back to the bargaining table because the lockout could last forever. Nobody wants to lose the season. If she rules in favor of the players will have great leverage on the owners, and they will have to consider a new proposal more to the liking of the players. The bottom line is that whoever loses is going to appeal, but that appeal will take at least a month or 2 to be heard, and so if she rules for the players, the lockout gets lifted immediately. The owners have got to decide what they want to do about free agency and other issues. We'll have more as more news develops. For now, I'm Hub Arkush for Pro Football Weekly, and you can follow us right here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at ProFootballWeekly.com, or follow us on Twitter as well.